Okay, we are recording, and then I'm going to share my screen here. Can everybody see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's what I love about the grid view is that you can like nod and I can still see that you acknowledge it. It's like, like I'm silent. I can't see anybody. Okay, so most of you already know me, but briefly kind of what I do consulting for marketing, web development, things like that. Been doing it for about 20 years. And today we're going to talk about how to take your in-person business online, how to attract new clients in a very busy social platform we all know as Facebook, how to book and schedule appointments online, process payments online without a shopping cart software, meet virtually without losing that personal touch, and foster creativity and opportunity during the times of stress and uncertainty, which is kind of what we're going through now. So here's what we need. The minimum setup that you need to really make this thing work and make it easy to get up and running quick. There's all kinds of extra bells and whistles you can lean into afterwards. But basically, Zoom, Stripe, and Acuity scheduling. That's it. As far as conducting the Zoom meetings, a microphone or a really good pair of headphones, the ones that came with your iPhone are probably good enough. Zoom, there's a free option available. Those limitations are that you can only have a 40-minute conversation with somebody. So they cap you out at 40 minutes. So if you need to go longer, it's totally worth the upgrade. Stripe is a payment gateway. So you sign up for a free account. Like all payment gateways, they're going to charge you 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. That's kind of pretty much standard across the board, unless you have a special deal or do big special deals or whatever. But 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction is pretty dang standard. You connect that with your bank account, and Stripe is the facilitator for somebody charging a card and getting that money from bank to bank. So by payment gateway, they facilitate that transition of money from place to place. Acuity scheduling, that is all about booking and payments. So there's a payment form on Acuity scheduling that integrates with Stripe. So the Stripe and the booking. So when we say without a shopping cart software, that shopping cart software is kind of built into Acuity. So if you connect Acuity with Stripe, it allows you to create a booking form where somebody can book the appointment and pay at the same time. So a good pair of headphones and a mic. If this is something you're going to do professionally, I would invest in a mic because it makes you sound a lot better. It's a lot clearer. It's really good for drowning out ambient noises. Same thing with the headphones. Right now I'm not using the mic in the headphones, but I'm using this mic. But the headphones in my ear help me hear. I don't have speakers, but even if you didn't have a professional microphone, the mic in your earbuds do a really good job of noise cancellation and drowning out surrounding ambient noises. So you could actually conduct meetings in like a coffee shop or something. Okay, so let's talk about attracting clients. Basically, where I like to begin, there's all kinds of marketing outlets. You can do paid advertisements on Google platforms, Facebook platforms, and all that kind of stuff. But when we're just kind of starting out, I want you to focus on one. So you might be ready for all of the above, but what I'm going to talk about here is basically how to kind of cut through the noise. And the name of the game is engagement. When you start having real conversations with people on Facebook, that is kind of where the magic happens. That's where people get to know, like, and trust you. And they start to see you as the authority. Starting a Facebook group is a really great way to kind of establish instant authority in your niche or your marketplace or whatever. I don't want to downplay or forget about paid advertisement. That has its place. It's going to land in the same realm of reception as everything else. You know, people are used to scrolling through, seeing an ad, keep on going, right? But when you can get somebody into a group and have a meaningful conversation with them, the relationship changes. It evolves from this passive scroll, like, hey, that's kind of cool, to, oh, wow, you're a real person. Now I want to know more, right? I want to really get to know you and you get to know me. So there's this whole different dynamic when it comes to engagement and actually having meaningful conversations with people. And this is the number one way to sort of cut through all the noise and be heard in a crowded space. And a really good way of doing this is to do a Facebook group. You can do a pop-up group or a challenge or something like that. And basically getting people close to you into a group and where you can engage with them directly. And they're going to get your notifications. They're going to see your posts. It becomes much more personal. So as far as, you know, how do I do that? Well, you could reach out to them, direct messaging, invitations, go out to groups, find people. There is some legwork to be done with, even with all, of course, with all marketing. There's that research and legwork to be done. But when you get them into a group, you have conversations, you really start to establish yourself as the authority. You kind of cut through the noise, and then those people, when they're in their regular feeds, they will see your advertisements from your paid advertisements, and they're going to engage with them even more. They're going to like it, they might comment, and that actually propels your paid advertisement, right? So it makes your it just makes your paid advertisement more effective. Okay, so let's talk about booking online. This is a little screenshot of Acuity Scheduling. The beauty of Acuity Scheduling is that they've got hosted pages, and you can embed that form into your website, so you don't even need a website to start out. You could literally move your online business, move your personal business to the online space without a website. You can send out links. They can go to Acuity Scheduling, they can book, they can pay, and they can add it to their calendar, all without a website, with just a simple link. Getting paid online, super easy. When you get a Stripe account, you can integrate this with your, you can integrate it with your website.
Okay, I see Jeffrey and
hey, welcome. People. Who's this?
And I blocked my screen out. We can't hear.
I'm going to mute them for a second while they get their camera going.
May I ask a question, Jeffrey, while we're waiting?
Yeah, sure.
So I've been using PayPal for a while, but it sounds like you're suggesting that this particular combination may be better because it all dovetails. Is that where you're going with this?
Let's see here. So I advocate Stripe simply because of the ease of integration. Both PayPal and Stripe pretty much do the exact same thing. PayPal, here's one of the biggest limitations I see with PayPal, is that if you're integrating PayPal with your website and things like that, point of sale, all that kind of stuff, The user experience is a little bit cumbersome. So for example, if you were to put a shopping cart on your website and you connect it with PayPal, as soon as somebody says, yes, I want to buy this, and we go check out, they have to leave your website.
Ah,
Now they're on PayPal, and this
yeah.
process happens on PayPal, and they may or may not come back to your website, depending on your integration.
Yeah.
Stripe, with a few clicks of the button, integrates all of this process into your website. So then it's seamless. They never leave your website. It's all happening seamlessly. So that right there was the one thing that I was like, oh, well, that's so much easier for the user experience. So I'm just going to do that. They also have like a really cool phone app. So if you're out and about and you want to take payments in person, you can just open the app, enter their information, their name, email address, and the total into your phone. And then it takes a picture of their credit card, doesn't save the picture, but it uses that picture to charge it. So you don't need a little swipey deal or a place to insert the card or anything. You just simply enter the information, take a snapshot, done.
So that is even easier than Square, which is what I do when I'm in person with somebody.
Yep.
Wow, that sounds great. Thank you for that information.
Yeah, cool. So that's getting paid, and I'll kind of show you how this all fits together later. But okay, so where are we? Now, conducting the online meetings. You guys are all experiencing this right now. We are on a Zoom meeting talking about conducting meetings using Zoom. Talk about Meta, right? So this is really easy. You're experiencing it right now. We all get to see each other face to face. It's much more personal, especially with that grid view. Plus, we get to share screens. There's all kinds of really great functionality that comes with this software. Some of the things I really like about it is the polling, the management, participant management, sharing screens. That grid view makes it really engaging. You know, like unlike a phone call or something, if you say something and people agree to it and they're all nodding their heads in agreement, on a phone call, you'd have no idea, right? And you're like, hey, I'm just hearing crickets. Is anybody out there? Like, do you agree? Do you guys agree? And they're all out there shaking and nodding their heads like, yeah, I love it, right? But you don't know, right? So that's kind of the personal touch that I really enjoy with it. Let's see here. I'll talk a little bit about the integrations, but basically, in fact, that's my next slide here, how to hook it all up, right? Getting them to work together. So Acuity scheduling is kind of like this hub. And to be clear, there's other scheduling platforms out there. I personally use Acuity. I like it. That's the one I use. Calendly is another one, and there's many more. But I know the capabilities of this, so I'll talk about this. So Acuity scheduling, it connects with Stripe, it connects with MailChimp, with Zoom, with your Google Calendar. As a bonus, if you are moving into the marketing world of this, then you can connect your Facebook's Pixel and your Google Analytics, and then you can start tracking conversions. That's a whole nother conversation, but it's important, so I thought I'd include it. So how does this all work together? Now, hold on. Before I lose you, just stick with me. This is a bunch of lines. This is a marketing funnel with a bunch of lines and icons and stuff, but I'll just step you through this. Okay. So from left to right, what do we have here? This is a lot of complicated things that are happening, but while all of this is happening, I'm going to describe how it happens, but just know that all of this is happening from the simple act of sharing a single link. You share a single link, and then all of this happens. And this is my jam. This is my jam, my bread and butter. The stuff that I love is automation. And this is kind of where I totally geek out on this stuff, because this is the kind of thing that where it really makes your life easy. So when you look at this craziness on this slide, you set this all up once, and it just works without your input. So I'm going to explain how it works, but just know all you need to do is share that link. Done. That's it. So if we look on the left-hand side, we have all of these little icons. Basically, these are just places where you could share that link, right? You can share it on Instagram. You can put out an ad on Facebook or AdWords. You can share it in an email, Messenger, Twitter, whatever you want, right? You can share a link anywhere. Anywhere you can share a link can kick off this whole process. So they click that link, and then they come into your schedule, your Acuity scheduling. From there, they're just going to pick their service, the time. They're either going to schedule a meeting and pay for it, or they're just going to, if it's a free event or whatever, they're going to schedule a meeting. When they schedule, it goes automatically to your calendar. They automatically, if you've integrated it, they've gone to your MailChimp. So now they're on your email marketing campaigns. They've gone to Stripe, and the money goes to your bank, right? They land on a confirmation page and gives them the opportunity to click a button and add it to their calendar, right? They also get an email confirmation that also has the reminders. It's got the links. It's got the link to add it to their calendar. And depending on how you set it up, you can send them multiple reminders. You can send them a single reminder, but they get a link and it takes them right to your Zoom meeting. And essentially going back to, okay, can you guys all see this window wiggling around? So this is the Zoom dashboard app, if you will. If you go right here into your meetings, it's just going to pop up right here. So all you got to do is at the time of the meeting that you got an email, right? It's on your calendar. You just come here and click start meeting. Boom. That's it. So here's your actions. You sent the link out, and then when the time came, you said start meeting. That's it. Like, how simple is that? All of these processes are happening. Your clients are getting their reminders. Your clients are getting the links. They're adding it to their calendar. They're making the payments. You're getting the money. It's coming into your calendar. It's coming into the software. They're getting on your email list. All of these things are happening because you sent out a link. And then when the time comes, you click start meeting. Done. Super, super easy. Any questions on that? Because that was a lot. Right? We good? Cool. Okay. That's the stuff I like. I geek out on that all day long. Right? So now how do we stay sane and actually productive and creative in this time? There's many ways, and staying in a space of love, staying in a space of compassion and creativity and positivity, like that's step number one. A really great way that I do this is by listening to podcasts. And right here, what we'll see is my favorite podcasts. So we've got Ask Pat Flynn with his Smart Passive Income podcast. Amy Porterfield with Online Marketing Made Easy. Screw the 9 to 5 with Jill and Josh. Mind Your Business podcast with James Wedmore. The Art of Online Business with Rick Mulready. And Marketing Secrets with Russell Brunson. Like, those are gold mines for resources that will help your business. They'll give you motivation, incredible ideas of what's possible in the online space today. It's just a way for us to keep our mindset and our spirits in the state of abundance, the state of serving, of a place of helping, instead of fear and worry. no creativity cannot exist in fear and worry and anger and rage and all that kind of stuff. But so that's how we can stay sane in here. Okay, so really quick, how do I help? Just a little bit about me. I help business owners and entrepreneurs in 3 different areas: digital marketing, landing page development and conversion optimization, and email marketing. Across multiple software disciplines, including WordPress and email softwares, as well as course creation and teaching, learning management systems, LMSs. I work with the funnel map is a way to map out your entire funnel, which gives you a complete checklist of everything you have to create. So rather than thinking of what should I do next, you've mapped it all out. So all you got to do is check it off the list once it's created. I collect, once that's created, we collect data from several different confusing data platforms and then put it together on our map so that we can measure the progress and effectiveness of our marketing funnel. Now, the beauty of this is that we see these little dots and numbers. I have a note here to play a video. What does that funnel map look like? And here is basically a video of actual real life people going through a marketing funnel. We have sources from ads and links, sources from emails coming into a sales page, moving from a sales page to a cart page, from a cart page to a checkout page, and then to a thank you page. And we get to track all of this information and find, through this data, we find our marketing blind spots. We get to measure our KPIs and all of our return on investment calculations, so our key performance indicators. And that is what I do. I get to geek out with marketing funnels all day long. Cool. Does anybody have any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself. I'm going to stop sharing here. Will Acuity work with Constant Contact? Yes, I believe it does. There are tons of integrations. In fact, here, let's look at this again. Let me share again. Let's look at this again. Acuity. So check this out. Okay, there are tons of integrations, right? From QuickBooks, FreshBooks, Xero, MailChimp, all kinds of email platforms, all kinds of analytics and marketing tools, CRMs, management systems, Zoom and GoToMeetings, JoinMe, Google Hangouts. Zapier is one of those integrations that will kind of just let you do anything. And of course, we do have Stripe, Square, and PayPal, among many others. Integrates into your WordPress websites and many other platforms. So there's tons of integrations. And just to see how quickly you can do this, once you have a Zoom account and you have a login, you click this and you click connect to Zoom, and literally it basically asks you to sign into Zoom. You sign in and you're done. Now when somebody books an appointment, they get a link and it says join the meeting using this link, and that's your Zoom link. You didn't have to do anything, right? Super easy. Same thing with Stripe, connecting Stripe. This is already connected, but it's the same thing. You log into Stripe, taking payments. You can, the beauty of this is that Acuity's got such flexibility. You can have people pay in full before the meeting. You can have people put down a percentage or a dollar amount deposit before the meeting and then pay the rest after. You could allow, what is it, online payments, offline payments, require a card to validate their card, but don't charge it. There's all kinds of things that you can do. You can even accept tips. Let's see. Yeah, and a whole bunch of support stuff to guide you through this. Also, just to show you how easy it is to make, if you're in Google Calendar and you've hooked up Zoom to your Google Calendar, you can just create a new event and click this button, then poof, like magic, it's in Zoom. Let's see if it comes up. So now, right now, here it is. I've just created this new event right down here, made it a Zoom meeting. So I just go to Zoom, and if we weren't already on a Zoom, it would just say start, and we're good to go. Like, so easy. Okay, unmuting people. You guys got any questions, any concerns? What did you think?
I thought it was helpful. I like how you can, because we have a website on Squarespace right now, so I like that it can integrate with that as well.
Yeah. It puts it all together, makes it really easy. Yeah, and here's the thing, when it comes to like these integrations, just knowing that once you set this all up, and to be clear, like it's fairly simple, but there's a lot of steps to it: connecting your bank account, connecting the software, integrating them, doing all of these things, setting up your appointment schedule in Acuity, your days off, your hours of operation, or whatever, right? Set up. Then once it's set up, it just goes back to, oh, cool. All I have to do is send this link and then go start the meeting when it's time. Send a link, go start the meeting. Cool, done. Right? You get the email notifications and everything. Any other questions? Who's going to go start their business today?
Do you have any actual recommendations for like the microphone, or like a brand that you like, or anything like that?
Absolutely. This is a Blue Yeti.
Oh, okay.
It's about $150, I think. I mean, I'm sure you can find it on sale or something, but it's super good. It just adds that level of clarity over a little headphone jack. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. If you've got the money and you know you're going to be doing this a lot, invest in a microphone. I actually have, I don't know if you could see it, but I've got the armature and this thing right here that connects. This holds this microphone kind of in place so that it doesn't pick up all the tapping on the desk. So if I hit the desk, I mean, you could probably still hear that, but it's not as much. I had this, when I first got the mic, it just came on a stand that kind of sat on the desk. And if I type every little clickety clackety of the type, you could hear it throughout the whole thing. So I had to get this arm and a stand and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
I think this was helpful. I really appreciate it. Yeah, got some
definitely.
good information. I'm a note taker, so I've taken like 2 pages of notes.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Cool. What was the biggest takeaway from this? What was like the aha moment?
I would just begin to kind of think how things can link together, instead of having like something here, have things that work together just to make it more efficient and make your job a lot easier.
Yeah, I am all about the efficiency.
Yeah.
It comes from a place of being actually lazy about it, but I'm always thinking of like, well, how could I not do this?
Yeah, I was a tech writer for many years too, so I like technical gadgets and things like that, and softwares and all that kind of
Ooh,
stuff. So, yeah.
nice. Okay, we can geek out. We can geek out.
Yeah. Yeah. I still do some on the side, so I haven't left it completely.
Nice, nice. You gotta stay. You gotta stay in the realm.
Oh
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit.
You gotta keep up with the latest and greatest. Yeah, or you'll be behind. That's for
Chemistry. What do you think your biggest takeaway was from this?
Oh God, how you put that one page of what could have been overwhelming for anybody else totally was clear. Like such clarity in my chaos of many ideas was like, well, right there, that's it. So now it's like I know exactly what to do in priorities, and that formula, just having that was like a miracle today. So thank you. I wanted to ask you, how would like an automated webinar sync in with all of that? Especially talking about laziness, like and getting things done.
Absolutely. First of all, I would say, so when you say automated webinar, what you're talking about is an evergreen launch, basically. And what I would say first is do it live a bunch of times first, and then get it to where that webinar is going to convert. Then you turn that into an evergreen webinar. So the way that works is you have your Facebook ads, and you're sending out links to get people to a registration page. Now we've got our registration page, and they're going to sign up there. Then you've got the automated emails. Once they register, they fill out a form. That form gets their name and email into your email software, whatever that may be. And ideally, that software is going to tag them with something that allows you to separate them or segment them or bring them back. Otherwise, notify them, triggers an event in the software to say, okay, now we're going to send them a link to the webinar. So essentially, and here I kind of have I won't go too far down this rabbit hole, but.
Because is this kind of like a little more advanced, like after you get your Facebook group and like you said, you've done something like that quite a few times. So this is kind of maybe more a little advanced in comparison.
It is a little bit more advanced, but it's not much different. And so I'll go over it because it really isn't that much different, because basically what you're doing is you're sending somebody to a registration page. They're going to fill out a form and get into your email marketing sequence. And we can ignore the offer and sales page, but basically this would be you would email them and get them back to your webinar page. So we can pretend this is a webinar page. The webinar page, what is essentially, as you are giving the webinar, at some point in there, you're going to send them a link, or you're going to put it in the chat, or depending on the software platform you're working with, you're going to give them a link and say, click this link to go, sign up for my offer, whatever, into a course or something. And then that just takes them to a sales page and a purchase and a thank you. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah, to set this up in evergreen style, you would need to make sure every step of the way has processes for automation. So automatically tagging somebody when they fill out a form, automatically sending out an email sequences, a sequence of emails. In those emails, you can add links that when they get to a certain page, they get the access they need, and at a certain time, it's going to show a link. And this is all, there's software to do all this. For example, you could have a video, which is your webinar, and then at a certain time point, a link becomes visible below things saying, here, click on this to take me up on the offer, right? And then from there, it's a sales page and a purchase and a thank you. And then on that purchase, Again, you want to make sure that your email software or CRM software can tag them to let you know they purchased. And when they get tagged, now they get another sequence of emails, either congratulating them, welcoming them into your course, or delivering a login, or things like that, right? But essentially, I mean, it's just this simple. It's a few pages, a few emails, and some tricky little automation triggers.
Wow. Thank you.
Okay. And are there any more questions? All right. Otherwise, we'll get back to our week.
Jeffrey.
Hey,
Jeffrey.
how are you doing? Where's your camera? Turn your camera on. Uh-oh. You're cutting out. You're cutting out.
Very interesting. Really, thank you.
Oh, man. It's my pleasure. Here, I'm going to stop recording.